Okay, so Marco, we are just now the theme for WCCM in 26 is the future of religion. Can you share any thoughts about this theme? Or how do you see this theme?
Well, I heard about it some days ago, and I believe it is very, let's say, very timely. It comes in a moment of my experience, but I believe it's not just my experience; it's the experience of everyone living in 2025. In a few days will be 2026, and we see that the pace, the speed at which all cultures, the world has been going, it's getting really faster and faster and faster. Things are happening at a much, much faster speed than it was before. Changes become all of a sudden, and everything is completely different. So we see a lot of changes in everything. And also talking, of course, from my point of view as a Christian, changes in the church, which is under a strong, big change in everything. And again, seen from the point of view of someone who is a Christian, we see really so many question marks, because people that in a country like Italy were used to be connected with the church, to be Christians in a certain way, I can see that they got lost, because there is no really too much trust in what was the church, was the general idea of religion. And this is also related to the fact that, of course, the enormous technological development brought so many challenges to the general way of thinking that the Christian religion was just bringing on into our living style, living way of living. So now it seems that all the certainties, all the strongholds, so that just a few years ago were just there, very clear. Now everything is under challenge, and everything is not clear anymore. There are lots of doubts, and in the background there is this huge question: is there a God? And if this God really exists, how is he? What is he doing? Because it seems that we are lost in this life, in this reality, where there is a huge lack of a point of reference. So that's why I believe that this theme of the future of religion, it comes really at a very, very right moment, let's say.
Yeah. Do you think these changes are because I was just thinking it touches different institutions, isn't it? The governments, even the press, everybody is under question. Let's say, if you think about fake news and what is true, and I
Yeah.
think that's also involved religion, isn't it? So how do you think the contemplative communities like our community can help to shape this future in terms of the religious experience, or if you want, the spiritual experience?
Well, I think that what you're saying is absolutely right, because in the politics, in the governments of so many countries, we can see that what they think and what they do, the kind of laws they implement, the kind of choices they are making, coming from a point of view that is completely concentrated on profit, money, power. Somehow everything, all these things are coming from an egocentric way of living, of a strongly materialistic way of living. If someone is just thinking that he is on his own and whatever he does should be something that can bring profit to himself or herself or his small group of people, community, family, political party, whatever you want to call, then this kind of way of thinking is not coming from the spirit, it's not coming from what is deeply inside in our heart. On the contrary, it's just coming from a rational point of view. And the rational point of view has very little to offer. It's just getting richer, getting more power, and power is money, and money is power, is the same thing. So a contemplative community can help in understanding that this way of doing things at every level, the political, the social, the family level, the individual level, is just nothing. It will bring to nothing. It's only creating death and suffering to everyone. And contemplative community can really help individuals, first of all, each one to go back to the center, to go back to what is really important. And then these people, wherever they are, at every level, once again, they can bring forward this possibility to change, to shape societies in a different way. Because what was in the past, I believe that there was a lot of morality or ethics that came from a lot of ideas that came in turn from the Christian way of thinking, but also from other religions. But now that the religions are put on hold and somehow just pushed aside like something that, okay, stays there, the point of reference that was there and that at least was producing moral ideas and ethical ideas, respect, all these things, just crumbled down because people say, well, we don't believe in those things anymore. And so what we do is just centered on myself, on my own, on
Yeah,
my good, and forget about the others. So,
yeah. The sense of communitary or even human respect and all that value is kind of lost, isn't it? If you, I mean, if there
yeah,
is no God, there is no nothing. You just, as I said, you just seek your own pleasure and your own safety, and it's all about you. No, you don't think that about the big
yeah.
community that which is humanity.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the Christian way of seeing things, this is really a very, I mean, it's obvious because one of the great messages that comes from Christianity is that there is a we. We are. It's not that I am. I mean, the I am is part of the we are. So if we forget that there is this in the Old Testament is called the Adam. No, when God creates a humanity, creates this Adam that is humanity. The creation from the beginning is not a creation of single individuals that don't know anything about each other. It's a whole. If this completeness is so scattered, so divided, then each one is thinking about his own, and this is sick. It's abnormal because this is
Yeah,
not what God made. But of course,
mhm,
if you don't have a relationship with God, then you behave like that because you are
yeah.
isolated and you just think about yourself or a little group of people around you, your family, as I said, your political party, your little group of power, and who cares about the others?
Okay, so thank you for your reflection.
Thank you.
Let's see what the year brings to us in terms of going deeper now in these
Yeah.
reflections.
Yeah. Yeah.